Thanks, that is a great question. And the answer is pretty simple. Make it clear to them that when you go to their websites, you want them to have made sure that they're not promoting and selling tickets to venues which promote cruelty to animals, okay? Because so much of the cruelty that happens is behind the scenes. You know, you can't tell yourself whether a particular venue involves cruelty or not. Those travel agents and those airlines have been told for years, you've got to stop promoting venues that contribute to animal cruelty. They should be doing a full audit of their websites and making sure that the cruel venues aren't being promoted. They should be making sure that they're following the lead of Instagram, which recently said, all right, the problem we have here is that people take a selfie with something like a sloth, they upload it to Instagram. It creates the sense that that's okay, that that's a socially acceptable thing to do. If you now go onto Instagram and search for something like #slothselfie, it has a content advisory warning that comes up. It says, you shouldn't be doing this. This, this is a thing that it contributes to animal cruelty. Why don't you go to these websites and learn more? We'd like to see the big airlines and the online travel companies, you know who they are, have a similar system. So if I try to get onto something like the Tiger Temple in Thailand, boom, up comes the warning. It's contributing to the cruelty towards tigers. Go to this website and learn more. So these companies have a massive role to play in being part of the solution. At the moment, quite frankly, they're a part of the problem.
Thank you, Ben. Are there any more questions in the audience for Ben, perhaps, or any of the other panel members?
I've got a two-part question for Ben. Due to population growth, there is less space than ever for wildlife. I travel to a lot of places where this is an issue. What do you think of the concept of animals paying to play? So commercial hunting, for example, X number of animals are allocated for the hunt to bring money in to justify their existence. And part two, your thoughts on improving the animals' conditions in certain activities rather than a blanket ban. So that's something I've seen with elephant riding, for example. They're saying they can't ban it. There's not enough space for wild elephants. So let's just improve their conditions and keep it going.
Okay, so why don't I deal with the first one? We certainly couldn't support anything which involves animals being hunted on a commercial basis for no other reason than that gave a quick thrill to a human being to shoot a wild animal. That's just grotesque. You might be able to try to dress that up as well. It has a broader conservation benefit in some other way, but no, that's just something we really could never support. There are other ways in which we can support and protect habitat for wild animals. We can do that by working with countries, in Africa and Asia to introduce programs where we help them protect that habitat and help them do things which protect the animals that rely on that habitat. We certainly don't need to be hunting and perpetuating the just appalling sport of trophy hunting to do that. In the second case, look, that's right. What we certainly don't just do is say, okay, we just need to shut down elephant venues, say in Thailand tomorrow. It's just not that easy. It comes back to something Tim was talking about as well, the economic reality. There are people who depend on those venues for their livelihood, and they feed their families on the money that they earn at them, and we're respectful of that. So what World Animal Protection does is we're actually working with existing venues and with the Thai government to actually try to transition venues to higher welfare standards. And we're trying to establish venues where people who go to these places because they love animals can actually go to a place where they can see these animals, experience them, but not contribute to cruelty, because they're not actually going to a venue which treats those animals badly and subjects them to things like rides or selfies or things like that. So certainly that kind of transition and getting the industry to a place where it's giving people what they want, which is the experience of a wild animal, without contributing to cruelty, is something that we're very involved in.